Welcome to this episode, this meeting of Humans Anonymous. My name is Landon, and I am joined today by my good friend Richard, and we're going to talk a little bit about him, a little bit about what he's been up to and his background. First, just want to say a thank you to our producer, Aaron, who's going to be in the background today. We may hear from him, we may not, but just want to shout out to him for producing this episode as well as many of the previous episodes. A big thank you to Mikey Doucette for coming on last week and talking about his experience coming up through foster care. It was a really interesting, enlightening conversation for everybody. So thank you to everybody who's been helping put this together. I appreciate everything you guys are doing. So Richard.
Yes, sir.
Where are we today? Barrington. We are in Barrington, right up by Chicago.
Yes, Barrington Public Library. Thank you.
Yes. Shout out to the Barrington Area Public Library. Beautiful building. Excellent. Beautiful building here. We appreciate them letting us kind of set up. We got a little something from the studio here. No, it's not where I normally am, but hey, glad to be here, man.
Gee, are you outside your element?
A little bit,
Landon?
Man. You know, I get a little nervous when I get out of the studio.
Are we going to do some? Are we going to do some improv today?
We might. But first, let's get high. I want to talk about getting high.
You want to get high?
I'm trying to. We'll see if it happens today. But let's talk about this. We've had this conversation before, right?
Yep.
What is getting high, right? We talk about getting high. If you're using drugs, it's releasing endorphins in your brain, right? So I kind of want you to take us through. We're going to talk about a different kind of high, not a drug high, not an alcohol high, but a emotional high, a
natural high. A natural high.
There it is.
For 10 years, I was a motivational speaker with Operation Snowball in Illinois here. The headquarters is in Springfield.
Okay.
And their whole mission is prevention.
Right.
So I would get 100 teenagers in a gymnasium and I would play improv games with them. They would laugh and then they'd get this fuzzy feeling and you could see it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd stopped them all. I said, hey, you're all high right now. No, I'm not, dude. No, we're not high. And I told them about endorphins. We've all heard endorphins, but endorphins is a nickname for endogenous morphine. Morphine is an addictive drug. It's a narcotic. It's in our brains. We have it naturally. So when you get high on your endorphins and you come down, your body goes back to normal.
So that's probably something that a lot of people haven't heard before. When you laugh, basically, you're taking a little hit of natural morphine.
Oh, you are releasing
that personal fiend.
You are you're releasing it into your brain. It's already there. And then when you come down from it, you don't crave to go back up because it's just part of your system.
Right. And I can tell you from personal experience, that's one distinct difference between the two, between the natural. When you take a substance, that raises your level of normal. That's how I was explained, and it's always made sense to me. When you get high off a substance, it raises that level of normal just a little bit. And then as soon as you're not high, you're going to feel very low.
When you come down from an unnatural high, which is snorting, shooting, drinking, whatever foreign substance you put into you, your body will go, let's do that again.
Yeah.
But when you come down from a natural high, your body goes, oh, okay.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Like a roller coaster ride. We just went on a ride and it was great.
Exactly.
Well, when you go for a ride on an unnatural high from something outside of your system, then your body goes, whoa, that was cool. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
And the more you do it, the higher your tolerance level gets. And the higher your tolerance level, the more addicted you become.
Right. It's like going to a football game. You don't see people coming out of a football game trying to beat each other to get back in. You had fun. It was fun. You had a good time. And it's over.
Our team won. Yeah, we won. Yay, we're happy.
Exactly. Or we lost and we take it home. And it was fun, but we're disappointed and we go home.
Right.
You don't have to go watch another game right now. Obviously, that becomes anything can become an addiction for anybody.
Wow, football and
but as far as we go to have we go to have fun and then it's over, and that's like how we should be treating
that's natural.
That natural high.
That's just the way it is. Your body has a drug in it that's already there. All you have to do is tap into it.
Yeah.
And then you come down from it because you can't constantly be up there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're addicted, you want to constantly be up there.
Right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So I heard this first message, almost probably 10 years ago. We were doing with Moa, we were performing at Quad Cities Youth Conference. And so I just kind of wanted to touch on that, and that kind of brought up some fun memories. I remember
I love
doing
Moa.
all of those improv games and some background noise.
Somebody broke some glass.
I don't know if you guys heard that, but somebody just took a tumble or dropped something. But
ouch.
Anyway, Quad Cities Youth Conference. I remember being there and feeling that natural high, and it was the first time that I had kind of heard about that. And since then, I had kind of forgot about it,
right?
Because I was implementing different highs and unnatural highs, and so.
Right.
Kind of hearing about that again, it's made me kind of take perspective on things a little bit and use it more to my advantage. Once you realize that you can kind of take that and use it, I have really worked harder, especially in the last couple weeks since just talking to you, to try to find ways that I can feel that natural high more. And whether it's laughing or, cheering or whatever, I have gone to a lot of my siblings' basketball games in the last couple of weeks and just been able to have a really good time and not, worry about anything. And just that feeling of worry free, I feel like, and releases some endorphins sometimes, just not having to worry about anything. So I think it's important that we talk about that because it's so important to laugh. People don't think comedy is important.
Right. But shared laughter is what it's not laughing at someone, it's laughing with someone. And that's why I'm hoping we could do an improv game.
Yeah.
At some point here, whenever you're ready.
I'm always ready. You want to jump into one?
Sure.
All right. So I'm a little rusty, but I'm still quick on my feet. So
I know that.
I'll try to keep up with you.
I know. You host a podcast. You're fast. Okay. So let's build a story one word at a time.
Okay.
It's got to have 3 sentences. The first sentence introduces a character with a name. The second sentence creates conflict, and the third sentence resolves the conflict.
Got it.
Once
upon
a
time
there
was
a
bear
named
Cornelius.
Period. Now conflict.
One
day
he
tripped
up
on are you where I am? He tripped up on
his
stash. Conflict.
Period.
Finally,
he
realized
that
addiction
wasn't
a
joke.
So
he
went
to
recovery.
Period.
Ta-da! Now we're laughing.
Not too quick, but
no,
we made it.
Yeah, well, we tried to keep it within the bounds of the context here.
Okay.
Which was cool. But see, we did not rehearse that. It just happened.
Should we try it again now that we warmed up?
Oh, sure.
I'll start this one.
Is this going to be a silly one? Does it have to be within context of recovery? Or
let's just make this a silly one.
Okay.
Again, do the same thing, the conflict and resolve, right?
Right, but introduce a character because it gives focus.
All right. Once
there
was
a
large
happy
hippopotamus
named
Harriet.
Period.
Harriet
loved
holding
hands
with
her
brothers
her brother's lover.
Period. Conflict.
That I was having trouble with that. Where's the conflict? Okay. Finally,
Harriet
decided
to
stop
holding
hands
with
her
brothers
Bing, endorphins. Lover.
Period.
Oh, God.
Resolved.
Stop that one.
All right. So that was wild.
Woo.
But you know what?
'Cause it was hippos.
Endorphins. That
Well,
I feel fuzzy
right now. I do too.
because not only was it fun and made me laugh, but it was awkward and it was there was the trying to figure it out.
Yeah, right.
And then it made you laugh. And so all of that stress went away when we laughed.
Yeah, so it actually builds up stress and releases it, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And it's harmless.
That was fun.
It's fun, but it's harmless.
Yeah.
And it was rated G.
About this close.
Yeah, about that close.
We made it though. We made it. No, that was good though. I like the idea. No,
so we back to the natural high. By playing this silly game, we released the endorphins. And there it was. We feel lighter.
So
when we come down from it, we're just going to continue our conversation. It's not going to be like, hey, dude, let's get back up again.
Yeah, let's go laugh again. Yeah, no.
Now let's go down to the street corner and laugh.
Let's go to the Chuckle Hut.
The Chuckle Hut.
So I did want to talk to you because we talk obviously about the natural high. Other than laughing, are there other ways to kind of get that? Because, for me, a big part of growing up was like playing sports. I know you brought some artwork with you today.
Yeah, well, you talked about cheering.
Cheering?
Oh my God, go to a sporting event and cheer.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll get it. In improv, it's called get out of your head.
Okay.
Got to get out of your head. Stop thinking the way you do and just like
mentally go somewhere else a little bit.
Right, without bringing something in outside that doesn't belong in your body.
Right.
You can do this all naturally. Cheering, laughing, walking. I walk.
Yeah.
I take an hour walk every day, and somewhere at that 20-minute mark, the endorphins kick in. I'm like, there it is.
That's funny. I used to run in the morning. I'm a little bit out of shape now. I've started to get back into things slowly here
right.
because I want to be able to run with my daughters. But I used to run every morning, and it was like, it was hard at first, but as I would kind of get more used to things, like halfway through that run, I would start to it would just set my morning off really well.
Right.
I would feel really good about halfway through, even if I was dogged, even if I was tired, I would still feel really good by like halfway through because I got myself going. And so I was kind of wondering, I feel like there's definitely more than just that one way. Obviously, laughing, I feel like, is the quickest, most effective way to release those endorphins.
Sure.
If you're looking for that quick natural high. But as far as other things, there's a lot of things we can do, right?
When some people go shopping and they buy something new, that releases the endorphins too. Like, wow.
So I
have something new.
A handful of different feelings that can kind of trigger that.
Can we talk about feelings right
Yeah.
now? Here's a list of emotions.
Okay. We got anger, sad, confusion, happy, strong, and energized. And then below those, it looks like we've got
a list. Each one of these is a list. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's 6 categories of emotions. And under each one of them is a specific emotion. All of these are inside of us.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Well, and for example, let me just read one of these real quick because I just read over this one, and it's just interesting the way that a lot of emotions we tend to break apart and say, well, I'm just frustrated. I'm not angry. I'm just frustrated. I'm not sad. I'm just, whatever. But we really need to assign it this name so that we can start to, take care of those situations.
Break it down and get into the detail. What specifically are you feeling?
Exactly. And so like under anger, it says outraged, which obviously, that's a good one, but disgusted, that's also a version of angry, irritated, fed up, annoyed. Like these are all different emotions that are all at the root anger.
Correct. But see, to me, anger is a mask. It's covering up what's really going on. And I love this list because it helps you get specific. What are you really feeling? And there's an improv game attached to this, if you don't mind playing it.
Yeah, real quick though. So I guess
your thing.
I was thinking about it the other way because you're absolutely right. Sometimes we can only assign sad or confused.
Oh
or
yeah,
strong
right.
Or energized. That's all but if we break that down, it's much more than just angry. Maybe I am disgusted or outraged or frustrated.
Right. And plus, if you get addicted to something outside of your system, all of this goes away because you're blocking it. So can I play? It's not a fast game. It's just fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to do the alphabet, the English alphabet, A through Z.
Mm-hmm.
And every 3 or 4 letters, you're going to give me a different emotion. And
Okay.
I'll express it in that emotion. So
Okay.
give me one to start with.
I would pick anger, but that's a really basic one. Let's do
Off of here.
with an A.
Whatever. No, it doesn't matter.
Oh, any of them. Critical.
Critical. A, B, C,
Depressed.
D, E, F,
Glad.
G, H, I,
Shy.
J, K,
Perplexed.
L, M, N,
Disgusted.
P, Q,
Let's do joyful.
R,
Livid.
Livid. S, T, U, V,
Sorrowful.
W, X, Y,
Powerful.
Z.
Oh, give it up for him, man.
Okay.
That was excellent.
Here's what anybody out there can do. Get a list of emotions and have your friend give you one every 3 or 4 letters, and you just go through the alphabet.
That was fun.
Everybody's got the alphabet.
We got a regular Jim Carrey over here.
Yeah. Everybody's got the alphabet memorized,
Yeah.
so you don't have to read anything. You just
Yeah.
have to express it. And that's my whole point with this.
Yeah.
We have all of these emotions in us, and we only express
Six.
Six. Thank you. A fraction of what we have. This game gets it out of your system. And oh my God, the endorphin, I'm swimming in endorphins right now.
Yeah. Me too.
Well, is it your turn?
I think it might be my turn. I think it might be my turn.
Now,
All right. And I've been practicing my ABCs with my daughter too.
Oh, good.
I think I got them all. I think I know them all.
In order?
Elemento is a word, right?
Elemento. No, isn't he a rapper? No, I'm kidding. Bad joke.
That's Elemento P.
Okay. Pleased.
A. B. C. D.
Furious.
F.
Exactly.
F. G.
Doubtful.
D. E. F. G.
Refreshed.
H. Hi. J. K.
Tense.
L. M. N. O.
Weepy.
C. Q. Q. Q.
Invigorated.
R. S. T. 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 You.
Yeah. Upset.
V.
Yeah.
V.
V.
W W W and X X. Why? 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 Z. Really?
Awesome.
That was fun. That was fun.
Swimming in endorphins.
I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as we did, man.
Seriously, go
That was
online,
fun.
get a list of emotions, play this with your friend, and just release those endorphins. Express yourself.
Don't worry about what you look like. I'm sure that looked hilarious to you guys. It probably was just more cringy than anything, maybe for some people. But
Right.
That was fun. If you can get past all of that and just do it, just get all that emotion out. How fun, man.
From a performance perspective, this isn't really for an audience. This is this is what an actor would do before they go out on stage. It's a warm up. But if you're not an actor and just a regular person and you need a buzz,
there you go. Or even if you're just somebody who tends to feel one emotion all the time, when, and at risk of getting in trouble later, I'm going to put this out there. When my wife and I first got together, she was a very 1 to 2 emotion person.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. She just was raised in an environment where she kind of had to shut a lot of emotion off and be guarded. And obviously you guys have seen her on the podcast. That's not how she is now. She's been able to express a lot more and be able to even express her thoughts and emotions through a word a lot differently. And, but she was one of those people who is a 1 to 2 emotion person, 1 to 2 to 3 emotion person. And so I think this would be good too, for people who feel like it's hard to get outside of that feeling. Do this. It is so silly, but it is so good to help you feel all those different emotions. Cause you were saying some of them to me, right? And I was like, how do I say that?
Right.
Yeah. How do I say that? Because I know I've felt that way before, but do I always express that? No. So how do I say that? And actually putting a voice to it, actually hearing it, it's like, that's how that's expressed. That's how it should be expressed when or how it comes out when I feel that way.
Right. As adults, we learn how to mask our emotions because we have to act properly, either in the workplace or with family around the holidays. Don't act up, just be, especially at the holidays, right? But this little exercise, and you can do this on the phone. As you were talking, I'm like, well, if you can't do face-to-face, do this over the phone. It's all verbal and expressive.
Yeah.
And the idea that we have 50 different feelings in us and we only express a couple of them.
Yeah.
Boy, we're doing ourselves a disservice. We can actually help ourselves feel better by playing this simple game.
Yeah. And I think that lack of kind of it's a big thing that's been happening. And I think a lot of kids, this was something that I felt a lot too. Getting on and off medication and stuff can really mess with you and make things feel numb.
Right.
And so this would be a great exercise for anybody who's feeling that too, that just numbness. I know that there was a lot of times in my life where I couldn't say, well, I'm not upset. I just have kind of, like you said, as adults and even as kids, we shut off all the emotion. And so,
right.
Yeah, if you are feeling numb, if you're feeling like it's hard to express anything, maybe that's something that you need to not just think about and maybe start getting some help about, but do some silly things that get those feelings out and get that natural high with, expressing those emotions.
If I could talk about addiction for a minute.
Yeah.
All of this gets blocked. When you're addicted to whatever, this all gets blocked. You may pretend to be happy, but you're not really happy.
Yeah.
You could speak to that. You're not really happy. It's just a buzz happy.
Yeah. And
a need.
Addicts and alcoholics are really, really good at compartmentalizing and masking, because if I have to pretend to have my crap together to ask you for $20,
right,
then I also need to have my crap together around the holidays, and so we can mask a lot of that torment that's going on, and that's not just with, drugs or alcohol either. That's anything that we find ourselves addicted to, that tends to block all of those other emotions, block all emotion, because it's just a constant game then of how do I get my next fix? Where do I get my next fix? How do I convince people that I'm not getting fixed?
Yeah.
And you're just trying to lie and cover up lies.
Right.
And
it rolls around inside your head and you believe it, even though it's hurting you.
Yeah. No, so that's good. I think that that's a great thing to bring. And I think that we could probably sit here and talk about this all day.
Oh, sure.
I would like to, I know that you have brought some art with you. Can you kind of talk us about kind of art and what that has been for you, how you've been able to express yourself? Because I know that there's a lot of people out there too that are like, well, I don't want to go cheer on somebody at a basketball game.
True.
I'm not that person. I'd rather go sit in the library and read, or go spend some time with somebody drawing, or other things. And so as kind of painting is a little bit more of a solitary thing, how has that kind of helped you? How have you been able to express yourself?
I've experienced loss in the last couple of years.
Okay.
Landon, and it's hurt me so profoundly that I never expected it to. How do I express my feelings? I don't know how.
Yeah.
So I started painting.
Okay.
Because I didn't have the words for the loss that I experienced. So I started painting. And that was a need. I feel I need to do that.
Yeah.
But now a couple of years later, I want to do it. A need turned into a want. So you don't have to like it, but there it is.
That is very cool.
Tell me what you see.
What do I see?
Yes.
I see a lot of colors into what looks to me like a keyhole.
Ooh, a keyhole.
You ever got that before?
Oh, it's very cool. No. That's why I asked. Can I show people out there?
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a lot of different textures. It's almost like I'm trying to figure it out, and it looks like 20 different things to me. It feels good.
It does. Okay. This is a figurative abstract. There's figures, but it's abstract. It doesn't tell you what it is. It's up to you to determine what it is. I painted this a week before my birthday. My birthday was last month. And family and friends were like, hey, come on, let's get together. Go, let's do this. And I was feeling pressure. And I am not in the mood. So I painted this. To me, there's a depressed figure in there. Can you see the mopey face?
Yeah.
There's two blue eyes and the blue mouth. And it looks like it's in a cave, but there's spotlights on it.
I'm seeing it now.
Isn't that
yeah.
wild? It's like a celebrity inside of a cave. Hey, your birthday's coming up. Come on, you're on. Time to be on. And I was not in the mood. Absolutely was not in the mood. So to me, that's a mopey figure in the middle. But look at how colorful it is.
Yeah.
I only work with yellow, pink, and blue. Any green you see is the result of blue and yellow mixing.
Is there a reason for those colors?
After 4 years of painting, they're just my go-tos.
Didn't need anything else.
Yellow, pink, and blue, because they mix well together. But I love the detail, and I love the colors.
I like the striping.
Yeah.
The different textures. It's beautiful.
I'm not going to tell you how I do it. Until you buy this for $10,000, then I will tell you how I do it. But yeah, it's taken me years. I'm self-taught, Landon. I don't know how to teach. So for you introverts out there who want to express yourself, if I can do this, you can do this.
Now, let me ask you a question. Every time you look at this, does it release a little endorphin for you? Do you feel like this makes you a little happier every time you see it?
Happy's the operative word here. I'm still struggling with happiness because when I look at this, I'm like, that was a mood. And here's what I've learned. No mood is final. You have a mood, it comes and it goes. So to answer your question, when I look at this, I go, that was a mood that I don't have to stay stuck in.
So it gives you a little peace.
Yes.
Hmm.
It gives me peace that I'm like, okay, I'm not there anymore. That was me then, a week before my birthday. Now my birthday's been a month past. Now I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think that we can often, thank you so much for sharing about that. And I think that we all can kind of find ourselves in those moods, depressions, times in our life where we feel stuck in a cave and we're not really sure, how long it's going to take or if we're ever going to get out. And
stuck in a cave. There I am.
He is.
There I am, stuck in a cave. And there's this big crazy monster with its mouth open. The mouth is open.
Yeah.
And I'm not coming out. Because look at how life is. Life is rocky. And there's monsters out there. So I'm staying in my cave.
Yeah, you have quite the talent. I like you use a lot of different, I can tell you use a lot of different techniques and textures. That's very cool. And yeah.
And again, it's yellow, pink, and blue. I'm really proud of that. That's just 3 colors.
And it's a whole rainbow.
Yeah. I figured that out. That's my style. So again, when I'm upset and I'm not happy, I climb inside my cave and I hide there. Because the big bad world hurt me. Isn't that something?
So Richard, what do you, other than obviously this natural high we've been talking about for a while, what do you use? What techniques, what do you do when you are feeling like you're in that cave? What do you do to get out of there?
I go for a walk. I walk in the woods, like a forest preserve near me, just to get out of it, to break my routine. I have a tight inner circle of friends. I'm not into social networking.
Right.
Because then if I post my feelings, then 150 people respond, then I have to deal with 150 responses. And I'm like,
yeah,
I don't like that. I like talking to a small, tight circle of people. Then I can really reveal myself and they can accept me.
Yeah. We just talked on our last episode about vulnerability and how important that is to have people who you're vulnerable with.
Oh, well, again, going back to playing this emotional ABC game, that's total vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
But I like that because it's a safe way of being vulnerable. You can practice your vulnerability by playing this little ABC game with your emotions. It's a little bit tougher in real life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I can be a stoic. Anyone know what the word stoic means? STOIC.
Stoic would be like reserved.
Reserved, putting on a straight
face.
Steel-faced. Yeah. How's it going, Richard? Oh, it's just fine.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Great. How are you? We just get by right there. And I'm like, oh, if they only knew the truth. If they only knew the grief that I'm dealing with. I lost someone important to me 4 years ago, and I'm still not over it. So I've become a student of grief. I'm studying other people's grief. Why are you so sad? Wow. So to me, there's a spectrum of grief.
Yeah.
There's people who are really intensely grieving, and there's people who are they don't grieve at all because their life is so perfect. I'm somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So I tend to keep things to myself. And here's the irony, and you help me with this, Landon, that I'm a speaker. I get out in front of people. I teach classes, but I also hurt. I have my inner hurt, and I need to deal with my emotions.
Yeah.
But nobody sees that when I'm teaching.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's a really good point. And obviously I've been with the Watch Group for about 10, 11 years now. And I've only been on this recovery journey for, since 2020.
Right.
And so obviously there was a lot of time in there where I was struggling, but still helping, still and genuinely helping, even though I was struggling and doing things that I shouldn't have been doing,
Right.
I was still making an impact. And I didn't really understand it because I knew what was going on,
Right.
but nobody else did.
Oh, bingo.
Yeah. And so you hit the nail on the head there. Like, we are really good at performing.
Right.
We are really good at turning that on. And, you know, that's what sucks the most about going home.
Right. See, I'm a teacher and I'm a public figure, but privately I've been struggling with depression. And to me, this might sound a little too heavy for some people, but to me, depression is, I died, but I'm carrying the weight of that person with me. The Richard I used to be doesn't exist anymore, but I carry him with me because I don't know what else to do with him.
Yeah. No, that's a great,
It's a heavy weight.
great way of putting it.
Nobody can see it. I'm out there performing or teaching. But like you said, as soon as it's done and you go home, you're like, oh, there's that weight.
And it's like almost like a long list of things that you have picked apart and hate about yourself, but can't get rid of.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And so you try to anesthetize yourself.
Yeah.
To cover that up.
Yeah. And the easiest, quickest way in most people's minds, obviously, is jumping straight to medication, drugs, alcohol.
Sure. Take something to cover it up. But dealing with it directly is hard, but that's the best way to go.
Yeah.
Facing it sober.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sobriety.
I tried for a long time to deal with my emotion and the things that I hated about myself while I was still using and drinking. And it was like, once I finally stopped using and drinking, I thought that everything was going to go away. And I thought that my life would just be butterflies and rainbows and everything would be better. But actually what happened is I took drugs and alcohol away and I had to deal with all of this stuff.
There you go.
Head on,
Yep,
you know,
yep. Right.
because it was the only way. Or I could go right back to what I was doing, or I could run away from my responsibility, but none of those are any better than sitting there and facing it.
Right.
In the end, I made the right decision. I made the positive decision. And, I'm sitting here years later and able to have a positive impact in other people's lives and still go home and look at myself in the mirror, and I wasn't able to do that for a long time.
If this is possible, I sent you a image of one of my paintings.
Uh-huh.
If we talk about it now,
he can put it up. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll throw a picture of that up there. We'll try to put it in the little blank space up here.
The name of the painting is called Hard Scrabble. And you want me to pull it up on my phone?
I was going to say, we can pull it up right now just so me and you can look at it. This one?
Yes. Those are the individual pieces that I'm trying to put back together.
Gotcha. So what you guys
This
are
is the
looking
last
at,
4 years. This is the last 4 years of my life that crumbled. And here's a square. Here's a piece. I'm trying to put the pieces together. This is a painting that is very emotional to me. Again, it's blue, yellow, and pink. Any green you see in there is the result of
right.
the colors blending. But to me, my paintings express my emotions better than my words. This painting is what's going on inside me.
And you see the empty spaces.
You see empty spaces. You see dark spaces.
You see cracks.
Do they belong? Is this that's how I feel. You don't see that. I'm Richard the teacher. Hey, hi, what are we going to learn today? But that's how I'm feeling inside. So when I go perform or teach, I'm feeling I get turned that off.
Yeah. Or jump into just one of those squares. Turn on that performing side of things, right?
See, well, this interview is a little awkward because you're putting me inside one of those squares. And I'm like, okay, now I got to deal with it. Yeah, I don't know how else to express it because to me, painting started as a need. How do I express myself? I've never felt this sad, this sorrowful. But now it's become a want. I want to paint because it's, so I guess to go back to endorphins, yeah. Once I start painting and I see it coming together, oh, wow, I get it.
So do you feel like it helps you kind of process things?
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
It's almost like journaling.
Oh, this is, journaling with color and shapes. Yes.
See, because I've never really thought about it I'm not an artist. I'm just going to put it out there.
I disagree, but
I am not, I don't paint.
Well, no, you are creative.
Yes, but
Okay.
I don't paint and I don't draw.
I don't draw either.
And so I have never, I guess what I'm trying to say is I've never understood how
That's okay.
much emotion goes into it.
Oh,
Because I can't put emotion into paint. Maybe if I worked at it and was, tried but it's easier for me to do other things. And so I've never done it.
Well, right. Well, there's so many.
Yeah, I guess it's maybe not that I can't. I've never done it.
You've never tried.
Yeah, never tried.
Okay. So the way you express yourself is differently than the way I express myself.
But to you, it's basically like journaling. It helps you kind of feel your emotion.
Thank you. No one's told me that in 4 years. I am journaling through color and shapes because I don't know how to paint. I was never taught how to paint. I don't know how to draw.
Right.
But I can push colors around like a monkey. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh, I'm a monkey playing with my poop. Okay. Oh, wow. Hey, look, art. But my paintings are very personal.
Yeah.
Because they're expressing a part of me that I don't have words for.
Yeah. And I think that, and this is just personal, but I think that is more special and more priceless than somebody who can, paint my dog perfectly.
Right.
Right. As much as that is amazing and is a skill set.
Sure. Right.
Being able to do that, put your emotion into that it's just, like I said, it's something I've never done. So it's very unique to kind of hear about that perspective on it.
Right. So anyone watching or listening, again, I've taken no lessons, but when I push paint and I mix colors together, somehow in my creative mind, it's like, I feel better.
Yeah.
And the endorphins are released.
So for anybody out there who's not good at drawing or journaling, push some paint around and see what happens.
Make sure you do it on a surface,
that you can.
Yeah, right.
Don't go painting the fridge, but
let your kids do that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let me show you one more colorful one if I could.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's do this. It's small.
Ooh. It's almost like tie-dye.
Okay, cool. Tell me what else. What do you see?
An eye.
Okay.
I see 2 eyes.
Yep.
And a nose. Is it a bird?
No, that's me. It's
well, you're beautiful, Richard.
It's a self-portrait. The blue is the hair.
Oh, okay.
The 2 black eyes.
Yep.
But there's no mouth. Unless you see a mouth. I don't see a mouth. And when I was done and I put the second eye in, I'm like, do I put a mouth? No, don't put a mouth. You know why?
Why is that?
I don't know how to express. Like I said, I don't know how to express my feelings directly. So I do it indirectly through painting. So this has no mouth unless you see one.
I don't see one.
Yep.
That's amazing. And I don't know if you guys can see this.
You can hold that.
But the texture on that is very cool.
The way
I know that there's a message to it too, but just the technique in that is pretty incredible.
Again, I'll tell you how I did it once you buy
it.
Because I've actually made a sale. I've sold a painting.
Well, you're well on your way.
Yes.
I mean, it looks.
But isn't that cool? Every time I finish one of these and I look at the lines and it's like veins. It's like, again, this is emotional.
Yeah.
These lines are emotional. Those are my emotions, folks, like it or not. And it's yellow, pink, and blue. Those are my colors.
That's awesome.
So yeah, this is a self-portrait. And this is why I paint. Because when I'm done with that, and again, I look at it and I go, wow, again, there's a mood.
Yeah.
Remember the sad guy, the previous painting was sad. This one's a little, well, not exactly happy because there's no smile or anything, but it's, see, I'm dealing with my different emotions through paint.
So talk to us about, we already kind of talked about your support system. Have you ever done anything like recovery? Have you ever been part of a recovery program as far as, or sorry, not recovery, but like counseling or done counseling before to deal with certain things that you've been going through?
Oh, I've been in therapy for the last 2 years.
Yeah. Gotcha. I'm in therapy too. I've been going for a few years now. And so I was just curious, like, if that's something that you utilize, if that's something that you feel like benefits you.
Absolutely. And I recommend it for anyone. One-on-one counseling or therapy, whatever you call it, is good for you. It doesn't mean you're crazy, doesn't mean you're weak.
Yeah.
I would say you're dealing with your emotional muck.
Well, and that's why I tripped up and used the word recovery. Is I tend to think of them very similarly, being in counseling and being in recovery, because why are you in counseling?
Okay.
To recover from something.
Okay.
You know, and so I think that that's kind of the aspect that it goes to in my brain. And so, yeah. Like,
right. And I'm recovering from loss.
Yeah.
I've lost someone in my life that isn't coming back. And I don't know how to deal with that. So talk therapy is, it allows you to express yourself privately to gain some insight into what you otherwise didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that it's great. I think that therapy is great. I have definitely benefited, like you said, from just being able to open up to somebody and voice those things. And also counseling has kind of showed me how great I'm not and how great I am.
where your strengths are.
Exactly. How, on both ends of things.
Right.
And so, yeah, I would definitely recommend, if anybody is feeling lost or going through something, that's definitely a great resource to use. So I'm not surprised that that's something that you've kind of taken up.
Don't hurt yourself. Help yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's easier to help somebody else. Like, I can help you with your problems, but helping me with my problems.
Well, and it's like we were talking about, you can help people and you can make an impact and then go home and never deal with any of the crap that you're going through.
Regardless of what your work is, you can help people, but helping yourself is the most difficult thing.
Absolutely.
Which is why one-on-one counseling, your friend, I mean, how many times have you talked to a friend and turned your friend into a therapist?
Yep.
Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're going to sit here and listen to my, BS because I started renting. And so now it's all going to come out. Yeah.
Hey, should we end
But
on?
now that I've got a counselor, it's not as bad. I don't do that too much.
Right.
My friends like me a little better now.
Do you want to play one more improv game?
I think it's appropriate.
How much time do we have?
We have all the time in the world. We got some more time. We normally try it. Let's see. We're at 50 minutes. Yeah, we'll probably try to wrap it up here in the next 10. But yeah,
Okay.
no, I think that it would be completely appropriate that we would do an improv game. Get one more little.
One more natural hit. Okay. This is called question.
Question.
Everything we say has to be a question, but you still have to answer the question. This is a little higher level.
Okay.
So,
well, I used to do this to my parents all the time. So
yes. This is a stuck in teenage mode game. So I'll start out simple. Hey, how are you doing? So you answer it and then spin it back on me.
So something like,
Hey, how you doing? That's a question.
I'm doing well, but have you seen what happened to my brother?
Something happened to your brother? What was it?
Well, I would tell you, but legally I'm not allowed to. So I think that you should probably just see where I'm going, and I'm lost. I'm lost. right. I lose that one.
That was a
Go
statement.
ahead.
No, you start.
All right.
Keep it.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's your mother?
Honestly, she died 5 years ago. So how do you think she's doing?
Honestly, I didn't know, and that was probably pretty insensitive, but I should have thought of it. So how are you dealing with that now?
I'm fine with it, but do you think I'm having problems with your insensitivity?
I think that I'm having problems with my insensitivity. And I would just like to ask you if you are having problems with my insensitivity.
It's temporary, but stuff like this comes and goes, doesn't it?
It often does. I'll probably think about this one longer than you will. How long do you think you'll think about it?
Oh, as soon as we end here, I'm done. Okay, now I'm out. See? I got caught up in answering.
In the insensitivity.
That wasn't a question, Richard. So,
okay. All right. That was a good one.
Okay, it's 1-1. Do you want to see who wins? Or you just want to end it right here?
No. We got to go round three. I'll start us off.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What have you been up to today, Richard?
I've been having fun talking to you. Have you been having fun?
I've been having a blast, but I need to know, where's the best place to eat around here?
Wow, this area is kind of new to me. It would have to be fast food, don't you think?
I think it probably would because I don't know the area. Do you think McDonald's is going to give me too much trouble later?
When was the last time you drove through a McDonald's? Oh, wait, you have kids, don't you?
I do have kids.
And
they love to eat McDonald's. So I know you wanted something specific there.
Right. No, I kind of fed into you. Maybe you as an adult don't go to McDonald's, but you got kids, so you kind of have to go, Daddy, let's go to McDonald's. Or wait, question. Daddy, can we go to McDonald's?
Can we go to McDonald's? My daughter's probably going to ask me, Daddy, can I get a burger from McDonald's?
See, you can play this game with your car, in the car with your kids.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't trying to trick you. I was trying to.
No, I get what you're saying.
Give you, okay, your kids. I was trying to give you more.
You were trying to lead me.
Yes.
Yeah. And I just bit the bullet on that one.
And I wasn't trying to win. We're just trying to have fun.
And I had fun.
Right. And again, the endorphins.
Yeah.
You want to know why I have hair loss? Endorphins.
All the endorphins. Yeah. So guys, listen, if you guys think that this was silly, go try it. It probably was silly. And I know that I'm not as good at improv as Richard sitting over here to my left. But even as silly and as rough as that was, it did exactly what we said it was going to do.
Yeah.
It got me laughing with somebody else and it released those endorphins. And I guarantee you, I'm going to drive all the way home with my wife and kids talking about how fun this was. Yeah. And they're all going to get a little high from it. So I appreciate you coming on, man. I really do. Was there anything else that you wanted to kind of touch on or plug before we...
Let us know if this works for you.
Yeah, definitely. You guys know how to get a hold of us. Head over to www.mwah, that's MWAH.net. And you can get a hold of us through there. Let us know what you think of the episode. Let us know what you think of everything we talked about. I think that you definitely brought some interesting perspective to the table, as well as some real life stuff that people can try out there.
I'm dealing with it every day too, folks. So if you have questions, send them this way. Yeah. And we'll send you answers back.
I was going to say, and if you want, we can even put some info up there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So people can reach out. But yeah, man, we really appreciate everything that you have been teaching.
My pleasure.
Yeah. And just thank you for being a part of my life. I mean, obviously, like I said, we've known each other for over a decade now. Even though we haven't, had a relationship, we've known each other for almost over a decade. And I will always remember how much fun I had at those improv sessions and how much energy you brought into a room. Yeah. It was electric. I remember leading up to it, people were talking about those improv sessions. People in the troupe who'd seen them before were talking about them. And it was just a blast. So I encourage you, get out there, laugh, grab a buddy and tickle them. Do something. Maybe not that, but go out there and laugh, do something with somebody, paint a picture, do something new, try something.
Express yourself safely.
Exactly. Thanks again, and thanks for watching, everybody who's watching or listening, wherever it is that you're watching or listening. I've been Landon.
I'm Richard.
And thank you for watching.
Take care.
This is Landon Ballard, and this has been the Humans Anonymous podcast brought to you by moi. For more information on mental health, substance abuse, or to have me and Amaria come speak at your school, please head over to moi.net.